Welcome to the series of videos that we're recording at Cambridgeshire as part of our introduction to rural housing. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about a scheme that's actually come forward recently and has been really great in its community. So we're going to be talking to Frank Mastrandrea, who's Policy and Enabling Officer at Huntingdonshire District Council, and Councillor Colin Daniels from Colne Parish Council. This is the entrance to the development of Howgate Grove at Colne. These are some of the other properties within the development. And this is an image of further properties from the opening day of the development. I'm going to hand over to Frank to talk to you a bit more about the scheme.
Yes, okay, thank you. Just to start by saying the council is generally very supportive of rural exception schemes, and over the years we've provided 13 developments, and that has provided 123 affordable homes for people with a local connection. As with Colne, the purpose of the rural exceptions policy is to provide housing opportunities where it's otherwise unaffordable. And for affordable housing generally, demand always exceeds supply, and for some of the more conventional developments where affordable housing in villages is provided, the council needs to be mindful to prioritise by need rather than local connection. This can make it doubly difficult for locals to access affordable housing, and for this reason exception sites play a vital role in helping by considering developments on land that would not normally be acceptable, provided they are prioritised for local people. They are not always immediately welcomed, and often they don't happen quickly or without a lot of effort by all those involved. And so by working collaboratively, sometimes overcoming scepticism, and explaining and persuading, that's a key part of the process. And in all cases, we do need to be mindful to demonstrate that there is local need. And to this reason, the Rural Affordable Housing Partnership plays an important role, especially in providing an element of independence by Cambridgeshire carrying out the housing needs surveys. And in this way, we hope it's not just seen as the local authority promoting housing. The parish councils also, as was definitely the case with Colin, play a crucial role, and they in turn can have a role in persuading communities. The land for these developments can be difficult to secure. They don't command market value, and for this reason an element of market housing is allowed under our policies. And in the case of Colne, 2 of the 12 homes are market housing. There can be other community benefits, and for Colne I was extremely pleased to have been able to secure for the parish council a large area of extra land, and I'm sure this will be a huge asset to the village, and providing a publicly accessible small woodland, open space and allotments, and it will be well connected to the village hall. So all these ingredients were present in the Colne development, starting with meetings with the parish council involving Cambridgeshire and myself primarily, and through this process explaining, giving confidence, making the parish council in particular understand rural exception sites policy. This led to the housing needs survey, and only at that stage were we spending time on specific proposals, talking about them in detail. And we were mindful to ensure they reflected the housing needs survey finding, and that in turn led to the public consultation and the planning application. And as a result, we have produced what I consider to be a well-designed development. 10 households in need of affordable housing with connections to Colne or nearby villages have been able to remain rather than move away. And we have a fantastic community facility in the allotments and the gardens for the village to enjoy. It is a development in which we have worked very hard, at times overcoming difficulties, but has definitely been worthwhile and something in which we should all be proud, and it's a fantastic achievement.
I'm going to hear from Councillor Colin Daniels from Colne Parish Council as well about the scheme.
The development of the affordable housing site in our village happened almost by accident. The parish council had seen a number of infill or small-scale 4-house developments in the village for a number of years, mostly 4 or 5 bedroom properties with a market price of upwards of 450,000. There were also extensions and conversions of existing 3-bedroom properties, typically to 4-bedroom with ensuite, but few, if any, 2- and 3-bedroom properties were being built that were needed for first-time buyers who wished to remain in the village. It was about 9 years ago that members of a farming family who had orchards in the village going back through the generations were looking to reduce their land holding and had sold some orchards to others in the farming community. They also hoped to sell part of the orchard for open market housing and were prepared to donate a remaining area, just over 2 acres, to the village that had supported their family's business over the years. The proposed site would be considered as in the open countryside from a planning perspective and was unlikely to gain permission. However, an opportunity to develop it for affordable housing as a rural exception site might exist if an affordable housing need in the village was identified. The parish council engaged with the district council and Cambridgeshire Acre, who carried out a housing survey needs in the village. This identified, I think, 13 potential qualifying individuals or families. The recommendation from Cambridgeshire Acre, based on experience of changes in need during the housing build, was to build 10 properties to provide a mix of single bedroom flats and 2- and 3-bedroom houses. With acceptance by the parish council of the recommendation, the district council took the project forward and Haistow Housing Association expressed an interest in undertaking the development. The parish council arranged village consultation meetings at which Haistow presented plans and discussed ownership options. The district council representatives explained the criteria for joining the housing register. The aspect of the land being donated to the parish council added a level of complexity to the project, and the parish council had to engage the services of the solicitor to negotiate the Section 106 agreement. It was unfortunately not possible for the parish council to access the donated land during the housing development, as the only access was via the development site. The housing site was officially opened in July 2019, and along with district council representatives and councillors and their local MP, I chatted with some of the residents and was invited into their homes, which they were all very pleased and happy to have in the village. The name of the road into the site, Howgate Grove, is from one of the varieties of apples that were grown in the orchard. The delayed access to the donated land and the impact of COVID restrictions has meant the parish council is still progressing the layout and landscaping of the land, but expects by this time next year to have the area open to the public. Along with a number of allotments, there will be picnic area, sun clock, fruit and nut orchard, community garden, wildflower and wildlife areas, wooded areas, and a grassed open space adjacent and accessible to the village hall grounds. So for the village, it will be a win-win situation. We have affordable or shared ownership housing that benefits a number of residents of the village or those with village links, and a parcel of land that can be enjoyed by everyone. Thank you.
I'd like to thank Frank and Colin for joining us today to talk about the development in Colne. If you have any further questions, my details will be up on the screen, so please get in touch